tuned in to the premier program for all of your business resources, Small Business NOLA, with your host, Reuben DeTiege.
Hey, welcome back to Small Business NOLA with Reuben DeTiege. I'm here today to just talk about some things, but Constance is right here. She didn't go anywhere. Everybody's here, and they've been treating you good, huh?
Yes, they have.
All right, wonderful. We're going to talk about a few things today. I'm going to answer a few questions that people have been emailing me, calling me, and asking me about. I've been out of town for a few months now, but I'm back for a little bit to handle some business, and we got a big show coming up on Saturday. It's the Entrepreneurs Expo, and Constance and I both are going to be there.
Yes.
So come out and meet us in person. It's going to be at 2743. Hold on, I always got that wrong, but I'm going to make sure I got it right. It's 2372 St. Claude Avenue at Cafe Istanbul. 2372 St. Claude Avenue, Cafe Istanbul. We're going to be there from 10 till 4. We're going to have a table set up. Any questions you got to me about your business, come and see me. I'm speaking at 11 o'clock. Like, you can come and hear me talk about entrepreneurship and the state of entrepreneurship in the city of New Orleans. Constance will be there. She'll be talking about the show. If you have a business and you want to come on the show, Constance will be there. We'll sign you up. If you want to talk to her about your real estate questions, she is there. She is the expert. She'll tell you what's going on with the real estate market. But we'd love to meet you in person. We've seen you on television every week. Of course, I hadn't been here. She's been here with her lovely face. So come out and see us. 2372 St. Claude Avenue. It's Cafe Istanbul. It's the Entrepreneurs Expo. The first year they're doing it. So we're working with a lady, Natasha Angeletti. She's been on the show before. So come out and make sure you come out and talk to us. There's going to be a lot of opportunities there. Some other guest speakers are going to be there talking about credit, other entrepreneurial issues. There's going to be a lady there from Virtual Business Solutions. Natasha will be there to talk to you about her talent agency, and there's going to be a lot of great information. So please don't miss that. It's supposed to be a nice day outside, and come get some information about your future. What's been going on with you?
Everything has been good. I wanted to add to the Entrepreneur Expo. You can come in and get some information about your business as well as how to start your business.
Absolutely.
There's going to be other businesses there that are going to be selling their products. So you can come out and see what new businesses we have opening in the New Orleans area. You can come and buy things and see what's the best way for you to market your business and your product as well.
So I just wanted.
Yeah. You know, right. You can always get a new idea on looking at what somebody else is doing.
Absolutely. Or find, your niche in the marketplace. That's what I always tell people. People call and ask questions all the time. I want to start something, where to go. And, I don't know what to tell them sometimes. I don't know what you do best.
Okay.
But usually my advice to prospective business owners is, what is your strengths? What do you do well? Now, you come back and tell me, well, I want to be in the computers, but, man, I'm a really good baker. Well,
right. I think we have a question on that. On that specific thing. I'm gonna have to find it, but you can keep going on that.
Right. Well, people will say, being the consultant that I am, they'll come back and ask me what are types of things that I think that are trendy or what they need to do. Well, I'm just saying it's a global marketplace, so everything is trendy. Anything I like to always give people the advice is, somebody came up with the idea for a pet rock and became a millionaire.
Exactly.
That's true. So I'm telling you, so there must be something out there that you can be creatively think of, or find your own niche in the marketplace. You may want to make praline candies, and I don't know, they are colorful. I've never seen anything like that, but you may decide to do something like that. There's a niche for that. There is. You know what I'm saying? Not me. I have some diabetic issues, but I can't eat it, but somebody else can.
You never know. They may come out with something that'll be good for a diabetic.
Absolutely. And in fact, I had a guy one time that came to me, and he had a no sugar praline. And now let me say to you, I ate the thing. It was tasty.
It was tasty. Okay.
But again,
and then it wasn't what
nothing
you're
like
used
the
to.
real thing. But but if you just wanted to have a praline there for somebody that wasn't used to it, I know what it is, but it's that. But I know we've gathered some questions over the last few months when I wasn't here, and I've got some email stuff, and Constance got some stuff, and I'm going to answer some questions online. But please do come out and see us on Saturday, which is April 20th. I know that's at that 420 day. I don't have nothing to do with that, but it's that 420 day. But come out, it's going to be a lot of great information. You're going to be overwhelmed with some ideas. You're going to see people in action, and I think it's going to inspire you that if you've been sitting on the sofa and on the sideline for all this time, you're going to say, you know, maybe it's time for me
for a way
to something to do. Because I keep saying in this economy, I think beside having a job, and which is not something that we can definitely sit on and wait on all the time, because you know jobs are going away. I just found out the other day I had some friends that worked at a portrait studio that was in Walmart.
Okay.
Well, it's also in Sears and also in Penny's.
Yeah, I've seen those.
But they've closed them all. So those people are all out of jobs. So what I'm saying to you is to buffer yourself and cushion yourself for your family. You need to have something on the side. And
exactly.
I'm not a huge advocate. Now people have been hearing me say this for years of multi-level marketing. But if that's going to get you started and there's something that you can do that's going to help you benefit your family, please go for it. All right. You got a question.
Especially if you have a passion for it. Now, you almost answered another question as well.
Did? Let me shut up talking and let you answer the question.
You have been reading. That's fine. Okay. Judith from Chalmette. Now, I'm not going to say Judith's last name. She's from the Chalmette area. What is the most important thing to have when you decide to open up a business? And you started, talking about that. One of the things I think would be passion. You have to have a passion for what it is that you want to do. But I'll let you elaborate a little bit.
I'm going to tell you what I think, to me, when I advise clients, what I think. 2, you need to have some expertise in that area, whatever you're going to do. Because if you're going into it and you said that you're going to go into, I'm going to start repairing trucks, because I heard people repair trucks make $200,000 a year, and you don't know what the first bolt or nut on the truck.
Take a class.
You say you're going to take a class, but I'm going to say that is not something that you want to go into business with, because you're going to spend all your time learning as opposed to being profitable. Now, the second thing I'm going to say, that if somebody had to say the 2 things that were most important, of course, money is going to be definitely important.
Yeah, you have to have that capital. But the
second thing I'm going to say, if I had to advise a client, is to have support.
Okay.
Because you're going to need somebody while you're building this enterprise to support you, whether it's financially, it's going to be emotionally or something. So if you have to have those 2 things. And if you come back and tell me, say, well, I want to open a restaurant, and I've never had a restaurant before, but I cook in the kitchen, and my husband's giving me trouble, he doesn't want to support me, I would tell you, rethink that decision. Because 1, cooking is not running a restaurant. Running a restaurant is business.
Is the business side of it.
People really don't understand. They say, oh, my mom cooks good, and I'm going to open a restaurant. I got to ask you, do you know food costs, and do you know have the money? Because I had a friend of mine, I won't name it, he opened a business here, and he left his job with about $150,000 or almost $200,000, and he wanted to open a restaurant. And me and another restaurateur gave him some advice. And he said, well, I want to do this. And I said, you don't have enough money. And he thought I was crazy. But he came back later and just told me, and you guys have eaten from the people before. And he said, you told me that it was, but he had to get a grease trap installed. He had to have certain inspections to come in. He had to have a walk-in freezer. He had to have a walk-in refrigerator.
Of course, those are some of the things.
And he didn't think he did. He thought he was going to get some fryers and some other equipment and some heat lamps.
Well, that's one of those small mom and pop shops. Just a corner store. Something quick.
And you do need more than that, because whatever. But to answer the question, let me get back to that. To answer the question is, you need some expertise in the area. And if you don't start garnering that expertise, because that's all a part of building a business, and you think you're not, but I always tell people that's part of you getting your business plan together. So you have to get the knowledge about what it is. So, even if you have to, like you said, they wanted to start a business, I'd go get a job at a business that
in that particular area,
in that particular field, and then you can see how they work. Now, a lot of people call it espionage, but you're earning money, you're getting practical experience, and people have started doing those things tons of ways. The guy started McDonald's.
But isn't that the way? I think that's the way you're supposed to do it.
Absolutely,
because you grow, you go to college. so you can get that knowledge, the book side of it.
Right.
Then you get a job so you can learn the experience side of it.
Right.
And then you go out and say, okay, this is what I want for myself.
People hire you and they come back and say, Constance says, my brokerage needs a secretary. You're not going to hire some kid that doesn't know how to type. You say, well, come here and learn how to type for me.
No.
You're going to get somebody, you're going to ask, when you add the ad, somebody experienced in typing, can answer phones, whatever you need for that. And that's why they ask you that. So that's for a job. Think about you building your business as a job, and would you hire you?
Exactly.
As an employee. And so, you know, it's simple as that.
And one of the other things is when you decide to open up a business, if you know one side of it and you don't know the other side, bring some other people in that know, but they also have to have that same passion that you have.
Right.
If you are a cook and you don't know how to run the front office, or you don't know how to do payroll and things of that nature, then gather some people that have the same passion that you have, that know these things. Because I meet people and they say, "Oh, I want to know how to do every part of it," which is great.
And you
know every part of your business, but can you by yourself function right and do the whole business? So when you decide that you want to do a business, grab people around you
and surround your people.
Right, surround yourself with people that know the same as you or more than you.
Right. Now I'll give you two success stories before we go on. One, Al Copeland played in his kitchen with a recipe for months and months at a time till he got it right. His brother had the expertise of running a business because he had a Tasty Donut franchise.
Okay.
And he started surrounding himself with people who could take him to the next level.
The next level.
Now, far as I remember, that's all he had. So he started surrounding himself, and he got to be a successful businessman.
And that's what you have to do.
And the same thing with Tom Benson. Tom Benson started out at Mike Purge's Chevrolet, I think, washing the cars.
Okay.
Went up and worked his way up to a salesperson.
Worked his way through
and then worked his way up to a general manager till he bought a franchise, a dealership.
Right.
And then he went from there. And then he decided, well, I'm not getting responses from my bankers good enough, so he decided, without the banking experience, he bought a bank. And then the rest is history. So now I can finance my cars, and I can sell my cars, and I'll move them faster. So it worked out. So just like Constance says, you need to surround yourself with people.
You have to. That
are going to lead you into this path of success.
And I hate to say it, but sometimes, like we saying, you have to put yourself around people that are going in the same direction as you, because if they're not, then they're going to pull you away from your passion and what it is that you're trying to do. So if you want to be a business person, surround yourself with other business people, and you guys can go there together.
Right, we're going to go to break in just a minute. Now, before I'm going to let you ask the question.
Okay.
If people can catch me on Facebook, you can see my name there. I'm going to ask them to put the name back up on there again. And my name is on my Facebook page. I don't have those names like Reuben Nola Baby DeTiege. I'm just Reuben DeTiege. So I'm easy to find. So, if you got questions, but please come out to the event on Saturday. Constance and I would love to meet you. Yes. We haven't met people in a while. Now, you're going to ask me a question, and I'll come back and answer it.
Okay. You want me to ask it now?
Yeah, go ahead and ask it now.
Okay. How many months, if any, should you have some monies in reserve when you decide to open your business?
That's a great question. We're going to go to break.
We'll be right back.
Just a minute, and then we'll come back, and then I'll answer that question, and we'll talk a little bit more about Constance and I's appearance on Saturday, and we'll see you back in just a minute.
Thank you. Merci.
New Orleans would like to say
thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thanks, America.
We love you.
We don't just say thanks. We play it.
And now we'd like to say thank you in person.
Come on down, America.
Come for the history.
Come for the music. Come for the food.
Come for the art. Lots of art.
Come for the fun.
Come feel good.
Come for the people. Come for beignets.
Come for the sweet sounds of jazz.
Come for it all. We rolling, y'all.
Come fall in love with New Orleans all over again.
Come on, what you waiting for?
Every child is curious.
George, look what I found.
Turn their curiosity into a lifelong love of learning.
That's a periscope.
It's one of the most important gifts you can share. Create a curious reader.
Oh, you want to build a castle like that one? This is super bedtime reading.
Share a book together today. Visit read.gov.
Thinking of cooking? Think of your heart. I'm Mon, short for mono unsaturated fat.
And I'm Polly, unsaturated fat. We're the Better Fat Sisters. We help lower your risk of heart disease.
Have some of the foods we're in.
Like fish, nuts, and vegetable oils.
That's right, sis. Eat less of those foods our bad fats brothers, saturated and trans, are in.
They'll break your heart.
Remember, we're better, but we're fats too.
We all have 9 calories per gram.
So go easy on the portions.
And spend more time with us.
The Better Fat Sisters. Be kinder to your heart.
Back, Candace. Constance asked me a question, and I'm going to answer. I keep saying Candace because my son's teacher's name is Candace. But anyway, I want to remind everybody one more time: the New Orleans Entrepreneur Expo is going to be April 20th, which is Saturday, and it's going to be at the Cafe Istanbul, 2372 St. Claude, and it's from 10 to 4. Constance is going to be there at the table, talking to you, answering your questions about real estate. I will be there with your business questions. So if you thought you've been sitting on the fence all this time and you didn't know what you were going to do, you said, you know, I'm thinking about doing something, I just don't know, I am there. Come talk to me. I'm right there. We're going to try to spend as much time as I can spend for you. I can't stay all day. Constance is going to be there for a little while afterwards. I'll be there, but we're going to have a table there. And if you have a business and you want to come on this show and you said, you know, let me come on the show and tell people about what I'm doing, Constance will be there and I'll be there and we'll record you. Come bring us your business card and let's talk.
Yes.
Now give me the question again.
How many months, if any, should I have in reserves when I'm starting my business? That's Bobby.
All
Bobby
right.
from Gretna.
All right, Bobby, here we go. The textbook answer is 36 months. You need to be able to carry yourself for at least 3 years till you get on your feet. So if you're selling beignets and nobody walks in the door, for 3 years you should be able to be open. And by that time, you should have established yourself with your marketing in the marketplace and have a name that people know and readily recognize. Now, that's what you having money in the bank to do what you got to do, plus being able to market yourself on a constant basis with nobody walking in the door.
Right.
At the minimum, and this is dangerous, I'm telling you this, because it's depending on the market that you're in, the type of industry you're in, I would say at the minimum of 1 year. If you don't have that kind of money, don't quit your job.
Don't quit your job. Don't quit your 9 to 5.
Don't quit your 9 to 5, but you need to have that much, because I've seen people open sandwich shops and other places, and I'm not naming names or targeting anybody, but the only reason I'm saying that is people quit their job and then 3 months later they're down the road saying, man, we got to sell 6 sandwiches today because I got to pay this lady.
Right.
You never want to be in that situation, because now you got pressure on you, and
because your employees want to get paid.
I know I want to check if I'm
right. Exactly. If I'm coming now, let's explain what those reserves are, because it's not just one thing.
Right. Oh no,
you have to pay your employees.
It's going to be your entire outgo for that month, and all your that would be paid if you had revenue. So you have to pay your rent wherever location you are. You have to pay your employees, and you should be able to pay all your insurances, everything that you need to pay for that period of time, regardless if nobody walks in the door.
Right. Right, and then that will help support their business while they
develop it. Because if you don't, and then you get to a point and you say, because I've seen some people around New Orleans say, oh, let's go to so-and-so's and eat, or let's go to so-and-so, and they fix lawnmowers or whatever, and then you go there and at night they close. What happened?
They close 6 months later. Right, they forgot that capital. Everybody don't think about that capital. And
that's the hardest piece, but there are things you could do. You need to come talk to me. So I mean,
exactly.
It's not a dire situation all the time. Next question.
Okay, next question. I think that this may be a little bit on my side. How many different programs are there for first-time homeowners?
Oh, that's a good. That's a Constance question. How many programs are there? I'm a first-time home buyer. What do I do? Because you don't. People don't know.
That's from Kathy.
Okay.
She's in Orleans. Okay. Kathy, and this will go out to everybody. There are a tremendous amount of programs out there because they're not just from the government. They can be federal, they can be private. You have a lot of private lenders that are private people that come out and they want to support homeowners as well. So one of the main things that you should do once you talk with your banker or talk with your real estate agent or talk with a mortgage company is ask them what programs there are. Some of them help with with down payment, closing costs. You know that there are some government programs where they actually help you be able to buy just a little bit more house for you. So one of the things that you should do is get with your real estate agent and say, hey, these are my qualifications, and she can let you know some of the things that are going on.
Now they can come to you for a free consultation.
Of course they can come to me for a free consultation. 504-202-3943. And I want all of you guys, because we're going to start this little segment about questions and answers that we're going to do. So if you have any questions, just email us, let us know what your question is, and we will answer your questions right on the show. So I did.
Maybe I'm gonna have to start doing it. I'll just come back every week for a short period of time and just answer a couple of questions.
Okay, good.
Yeah, we'll do that.
We really like that. Right. I do have a question from Chris.
Okay.
He says, somebody said that a person should only stick with one thing. What do you think about that?
I got mixed feelings about that. Let me say this to you. You have to master something. At some point in time, you have to be some kind of expertise and have to master something. And I always tell people you can't build a house without a foundation. So you come back to me and tell me, say, Reuben, I want to do pralines, but I want to do gift baskets also. And I'm going to stop you. And I'm going to say, what do you do best, or what do you think is going to be your profit center that's going to work for you the most? And then you come back to me and tell me the pralines. I'm going to tell you, leave the gift baskets alone for a minute. Because you have to focus on something.
On one thing.
You have to do, and you can make it, well, I do a lot of things good. No, you don't. You think you do. If they're in that case, you maybe need to get 2 or 3 jobs. But if you're going to build a business, because I give this advice all the time, and I've had some other people in my field come back and say, Reuben, don't tell people that, but I'm going to tell you this. I ask this question when I have my initial clients. I come back and say, do you want to buy a house or you want to build a business? They say, I want to do both. Well, I tell you, don't worry about the business then. Because the house is going to be way more important than anything. And you're going to put all your energy in maintaining the house. So if you're building a business and you don't have a house already, my advice to you is either maintain your rental position or living with a relative or cohabitation or whatever you're doing. Until you build a business. Because if it came down to one day you have to pay the business note or you have to pay the house note, well,
something is going to suffer.
And you know it's going to suffer.
Right, the business.
I got to keep it because I got to keep a roof over.
I think that the best thing to do is open up that business and let that business
build itself, and then
for
you buy
your
house.
home.
And you have to,
exactly.
Entrepreneurship is another word for sacrifice. There's going to be some sacrifices that everybody in the family is going to take. If it's you're married, especially. But if you're single, I mean, it's a hit you're going to take on your own. But everybody's going to have to sacrifice till that situation is
resolved, and it comes to that profit margin, right? And they need to know that it's not going to be easy.
It's not.
Starting your own business is not going to be easy.
You have to be persistent.
You have to be persistent. You have to go that long distance.
The guy who started FedEx filed bankruptcy 5 times, but now he has the 2nd largest air fleet to the United States.
There has been so many millionaires out there that will tell you their story, and they'll say, I found bankruptcy more than once, but then I had to just get back up and do it all over again.
Absolutely.
And if one thing don't work, then that's not, oh, well, let me stop and just get a job. Because with that question being said, I think that, multiple streams of income, and especially in this day and time, is a plus. You can go out there and get 3 different jobs. That's great. But when you start a business, perfect that business, and then you can elaborate, like with like what you said, if you're going to start pralines, once you get it running, then you can start doing the gift baskets
Right.
and doing things of that
And maybe
nature.
we always talk about this on the show. It's collaboration. Call Constance on the phone. Constance does gift baskets. Work with her.
Exactly.
And then y'all can work on projects together, and they can do that. But let me say this to you. One thing you did say, I ain't gonna say I disagree with it, but sometimes you may have to step back and go get a job, and then continue your dream and see where did I make my mistakes on paper, and say, let me eliminate my mistakes. I'll go get a job, and then I'll go back at it. So, and there's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it.
Oh, I wasn't saying that there is.
But sometimes you need to do that. Let's go.
Okay.
We got about 5 minutes.
We have 5 more minutes left. Let's see what else we have on the table.
What we got?
Tony from the Tree May area wants to know what's the difference in a business plan and a business proposal.
Well, I mean, technically they're the same. I mean, according to what you want to name it. People usually use business plans to finance or get financing or get some kind of support for their business. Now, if you come up with a business proposal, you're telling somebody, usually you want to contract with them. You want to come back and say, I want to sell some pralines to Xavier University. I'm going to sell them this, and this is what I'm going to sell them to you for, so you can resell them. So you may write a proposal to them to say that's what you want to do. But the business plan probably in regular vernacular would mean I need to get some money from Liberty Bank or whoever and say I need to get this money to finance the business. So I would write a business plan letting them know how financially stable I am, the experience that I have, and they would be able to see that on paper rather than me going in and sitting down with the guy saying, hey, I'm really good. Well, how good are you? Well, here's my income tax returns for the last 3 years. Here's my bank statements for the last 5 years. This is my expertise. I worked at ABC Pralines companies for the last 12 years. I got to be the manager after so many years, and I'm going to bring on some staff that used to work there, and this is my plan. I'm going to sell them at universities and schools, and I'm going to package them in school colors. Then you bring that to a bank, and they say, well, this guy has a direction, and it's going, and I buy into it. Because what people don't understand is what the bank is actually doing is, besides lending you money, they're actually financing what you're doing. So banks don't want to buy a business. Just like with a house. They don't want to buy a house. I'm not trying to buy a house. I want you to buy the house, and I want you to pay me back.
Exactly.
And so people say, well, I just want to get a house, and if it doesn't work, I'm going to walk away. I don't want you to do that.
Exactly. They don't want to do business with a person like you.
All right.
So if you need help with your business plan or a business proposal, call Reuben.
Call me.
Definitely can help you with that.
All right.
All right. I think we have time for one more question.
Give me one more.
All right. How do I find an area to live in? That's Steve from Harvey. Now, Stephen, one of the best things for you to do is get into your own car, drive around, because only you know where you want to stay. I mean, you can ask your family members where they live and always go into that area and things of that nature. Call your real estate agent, call me, and I can help you find a nice neighborhood.
All right.
All right. So
we had a great show.
Yes, we did.
Come see us this weekend. Constance and I will be at the expo. It's at 2372 St. Claude. We'll see you there from 10 to 4 on Saturday, April 20th, and we'll catch you next month for our next episode of Small Business Showcase with Constance Spears and Reuben DeTiege.
Your business resources. Small Business NOLA with your host, Reuben DeTiege.